From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first.
A defiant inaugural speech from Donald Trump to thousands of spectators who lined the National Mall to witness him take the oath of office and become the 45th president of the United States. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for News 3 at 6. A new administration is settling in Washington, D.C. tonight.
And while there is plenty of celebration, today's inauguration is also being met with some disagreement. We have live team coverage tonight from Washington, D.C. and right here in Madison with more on today's presidential inauguration. And we begin with our political reporter, Jessica Arp, who is the only Madison reporter in D.C. Jessica?
Well, among the thousands who came to Washington today to witness this peaceful transfer of power were a number of Wisconsinites, some of whom made a last-minute decision to make the trip. 3 generations of a Fox Valley family are on the National Mall after a long journey.
It was his idea. I got a phone call yesterday morning. He said, let's go out to Washington, D.C., so we headed out.
The Cole family drove all night from Clintonville, Wisconsin to get to Washington to join tens of thousands of others witness the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump.
This is my first inauguration, and it may be my last, but it's his first and my son's first, so that was important to me.
And the Cole family is not alone. Jenny Anderson of Hill Point is wearing her state on her head.
I have the Make America Great Again hat in my suitcase. I was going to wear both. It just didn't look great with the yellow, so I thought, okay, I'm going with the Cheesehead because my friends are going to know where I am. Anderson
also drove to Washington.
Arrived yesterday at 3 o'clock, and I'm here to support Donald Trump because I believed in him from the beginning.
And while she joined supporters who enthusiastically cheered on the mall for the new president, she had this message for those who are not feeling as positive about the direction.
You know, give him a chance. Please don't be so negative, and give the new staff a chance to work their policies.
As that happens and the nation moves past the pomp and circumstance of a ceremonial day, these Wisconsinites will go home hoping they didn't see the end of transformation in Washington.
And I think we're going to see a lot of great improvements in this country over. If it doesn't happen now, when will it?
Now, not everyone on the mall was a Trump supporter. We know there were a number of Wisconsin student groups who were here to learn about democracy and citizenship. We'll hear from some of them coming up tonight on News 3 at 10. And we will be here to cover tomorrow's Women's March that is expected to bring more Wisconsinites to Washington. They came to downtown D.C. in the early morning hours. They posed for photos, fanned their flags, and talked about just how far they'd come.
I've always just wanted to see it as been a very important part of our government and our constitutional process.
A spot under a tree for Richard from Glendora, California.
I've always wanted to go to an inauguration, and I think this one's particularly significant.
Some presidential planks from Phoenix, Arizona.
Very passionate about our new president and a new United States, and really happy and encouraged and have some hope.
They were seeing it with their own eyes from Dallas, Texas.
There's a difference between when you see a Super Bowl on TV and when you are actually there in the stadium. So that is the difference. That's why I came.
And sharing a moment with their kids from Rochester, Minnesota.
It's something great for my sons to be able to see, I believe, the next Ronald Reagan actually being president. So that's why we're here.
And as Americans from all corners of the country witness history on the National Mall, maybe the moment is most remembered not by where you come from, but by your imagination.
This could be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And then you'll remember all of it, and then you can look back at this and say, like when you're grown up, and you can say, oh, maybe I could take my kids to this election, or maybe a presidential inauguration.